So, Pokemon's got some competition, and Sony fans are angry. Let's talk about this.
Mistakes were definitely made.
Slim!
Y'all know what day it is? It's bath day.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Brandon here with another episode of This Week in Geek. Had quite a bit of gaming news this week and decided just to go ahead and take all the topics and throw them into one video. So with that being said, let's get started with our first topic. And first up, we've got TemTem, a massively multiplayer online creature capturing and battling game designed basically from the ground up to play like a multiplayer Pokemon game. I actually first heard of this project through a clickbait article that I read saying that Nintendo was actually going after the company trying to keep this game from being released next year. But I myself have not found any viable sources verifying that. I've not found anything saying Nintendo is going after this game at all. So I think that was just basically clickbait trying to get people to, check out this game. Which it worked. It got me interested in the game. Now, I don't think this game is going to make a dent in Pokemon's player base at all. I don't think Nintendo's worried about it. I don't think they think this game is going to come and sweep all their players away at all. I mean, Pokemon's been around since I was a little kid. I think I was in the 4th grade when Pokemon came out. Might have been a little older than that. I'm not really sure. They're not going to make a dent in their player base. It's never going to happen. And if you think about it, this is actually a pretty good thing for Pokemon fans, because if they play this game and they like it and there's features about it that they like, they're going to have an example to show Nintendo, like, look, we want these kind of features in the game. We want a Pokemon MMO. Because honestly, this is the closest thing we're going to get to a Pokemon MMO. Because, guys, while we do have PokeMMO, which is fantastic, we don't have an official Pokemon MMO, especially one in the newer style. So I would actually like to see Nintendo take this as motivation to make a multiplayer Pokemon game. And if TemTem does well, they might actually be driven to actually make it finally. TemTem is currently planned for release on Steam in January of 2020, with PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch releases planned later in the year. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Are you interested in TemTem? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, in a slew of PlayStation news, it seems Minecraft's Bedrock update finally went live today, giving PlayStation 4 users finally the ability to cross-play with Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PC users. And we also got news that MLB The Show and the Final Fantasy VII Remake will no longer be PlayStation 4 exclusive, and some fans are pretty pissed about this. Yes, it was announced over the week that MLB The Show and the Final Fantasy VII Remake will only be timed exclusive. They will be coming to later platforms in 2021, which I, for one, am pretty happy about. I actually will end up getting the Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PlayStation 4 because I already have a PS4 and I loved the Final Fantasy VII as a kid. That was probably one of my favorite games I ever played. So I've been wanting to play this game since it was announced, and I was pretty mad when I heard of the PlayStation 4 exclusivity. Not because I don't have a PS4. I've got a PS4, but I wanted it in my PC library as well as my Xbox library. So I'm pretty happy about this because this will give me the chance at least next year to also get it on PC and keep it in my library forever, so I'm not constantly dusting off the PlayStation 4 anytime I want to play it. But some PlayStation fans are not happy about this, screaming betrayal in the streets. How dare they take away these exclusives? These should have remain PlayStation exclusives. I think we all know there is that small group of PlayStation fans that are pretty toxic and are pretty much against any other platform outside of PlayStation succeeding, or anybody outside of the PlayStation fan enjoying games. I, for one, if you've been with the channel for a while, I dislike hardware exclusives, especially now with the rising cost of hardware. Exclusives that you have to buy a $700 console next generation to get, I'm not a big fan of. So I definitely am glad that PlayStation is starting to get away from the full-time exclusives. I would still like to see them bring Spider-Man to PC. That would make my day. I was really hoping for an announcement this year on that. But yeah, I want to know your guys' thoughts. Are you happy that PlayStation is starting to get away from exclusives? As we've seen, God of War came to PC through PS Now. Uncharted came to PS Now and is on PC. What else was it? Infamous Second Son is now also an exclusive that you can get on PC through PS Now. So what are your guys' thoughts? Are you happy to see them get away from this so that more people can enjoy these games? Or are you one of these people that like the exclusives? You like going and having this piece of hardware and that you get the 5 to 6 exclusives a year on, and that's why you buy the hardware. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And in Xbox news, they have announced they may be actually going forward with a discless version of the next generation Xbox. And this has got the community a little bit divided. with one side actually being happy that, hey, a discless version means a cheaper console, less cost going into manufacturing means it's cheaper on our end, I'm for it, and the other side saying, hey, no, we want our discs, we want to be able to go out and buy the games on a disc, and we want to be able to keep it on a disc. And both arguments hold merit, both sides have merit in this, but unfortunately I got some bad news for the pro disc guys. Unfortunately, discs are just pretty much obsolete nowadays. It doesn't make sense to put things on discs. If you've paid attention to most of the AAA titles that have come out recently, most of them, the discs are pretty much a DRM key. The game is much bigger than the disc can hold, and pretty much always you end up with a 100 gigabyte download, especially with AAA titles nowadays. And that's with current gen. With next generation with 4K textures, none of these games are going to be able to fit on a disc. A dual layer Blu-ray holds 50 gigabytes. Most AAA games right now are already over 100 gigabytes, so they're not going to fit on one of the biggest discs we got. And sure, we could go over to flash memory, follow in Nintendo's pattern, but then we're going to have a rising cost of games. Unfortunately, the cost of manufacturing flash memory doesn't justify the means when it comes to putting a game on each individual thing, which is why Nintendo Switch retail games are still very expensive. Even buying them used offline, they're very costly because they can't make as many of them as they'd like because of how much it costs to manufacture them. So flash memory is really not an option. Fortunately, as a PC player, we've pretty much been away from discs for a while. I can't remember the last time I actually bought a game on PC that was on a disc. I think it's been at least a decade. I don't remember any game I've bought on disc in a long time. Last game I bought, actually I can't remember, it was Diablo 3 was the last game I bought, and even it wasn't on the disc, it was just a key so I could download the game. We've been away from discs for a while, and it just makes more sense to have a discless console. It'll make the console a little bit more affordable, a little bit cheaper not having that disc drive. And yeah, sure, it might hurt retail stores a little bit for a while. It's probably not going to be good for businesses like GameStop. But as a consumer, it makes a little bit more sense going this route, especially when we have things like Game Pass, which is now basically taking the place of game rentals. We used to have stores we could go and rent games, and we still have Redbox, but a lot of video stores where you could rent games, they've fallen by the wayside. They don't really exist anymore. And games as a service like Game Pass and even PS Now, even though it needs work, that seems to be the direction we're heading. So an all-digital version of the Xbox, I'm for it. I do hope they make a version with a disc drive for those that still want it. But if they make a discless version, that's probably the version I'm going to end up buying. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Are you for a discless Xbox, or are you going to buy it, or do you still want the physical disc? Let me know in the comments down below. But guys, that's all the time I got for this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video and you want to see more, please do me a favor and hit this red subscribe button. If you want to know anytime Nathan and I upload videos, please do us a favor and ding this bell icon. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please do us a favor and mash that thumbs up button. Unless, of course, you're one of the easily offended snowflakes and you've already mashed that dislike button. I know you did. Anyway, check out some of our stuff over on the left. Check out some of our links down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.